Okay, so StoryJumper is a really amazing website that lets students and teachers create little books online with pictures and clips and texts. And I really enjoyed it with my writer's workshops last year. I've also used it to create books specifically for my class. I taught a younger class, and for example, I created one on homophones with funny pictures, but there are lots of different applications you can use this with. So let me go ahead and log on to my account first because I would like to show you what some completed books look like. Okay, so this is my page. Okay, I'm going to go to my first class. This is something interesting. It has, you set a timer when you're working on it to enable students to log in. So it's a control factor. So when you're working on it in class, you have to go and click start. And it says, note, you and your students must be physically located in the same room when you start the class. You click OK. And then when you're finished with the class that you're teaching StoryJumper in, you just simply press stop. This just kind of keeps them out of trouble and keeps us out of trouble. And it really wasn't an issue too much last year. I mean, on occasion, I think I would get a, Miss Crane, you forgot to click start. And that was about it. Now let's see, if you go down here, all my kids from last year, and look at these books, you can see they had a really great time making all these different books based on their writing and writer's workshop. We'll just look at one. For example, this is a student of mine that wrote Michael Jackson, a fairy tale adaptation in his spare time. This was an extra story. And as you flip through, you can see he was able to customize backgrounds. You can add photos. You can pick your own fonts. This particular kid loves cursive. He also exclusively wrote in cursive. And they really are very cute. You can send them to parents. Of course, they try to make you buy it. But let's go ahead and log out and see how we create an account. Okay, so sign up. I used my Levine Academy Google account because I wanted to be able to link it to Google Classroom, but you can sign up however you want. Create a free account, log in with Facebook. Let me try, oh, it won't let me do that. Are you gonna let me do it? Choose a username. I'm gonna try Louise Cottel, my maiden name. And my birthday. I am a teacher. I can put in a 75252. Levine Academy. Oh, look, it pops up. And sign up. Email address is required. Where did they ask me for that? Here? I thought that was just username. Oh, I see it right here. Okay, pick a password for your first class. Levine 2018. Great, your class name, my first class, has been created. Add a student. So, you can add one more student or add multiple students with a CSV file, which is pretty easy to do, but really whatever makes you comfortable. We don't have really large classes here. So, Sally student, it might be just as easy to enter it in. They come up with their own unique usernames. Click Save. Make a practice book. Okay, let's take a look. They have your own little tutorial on how to create a StoryJumper book that you can go through. I'm going to click off of it because you could clearly go back and look at that on your own. Down here you will see they have all of these backgrounds that you can change and add to your book. On the left hand side you can choose text boxes that are unique. Hello, my name is. And you'll look right above and it has this little bar that appears that lets you change the font, the size, you can change the color. Very, very easy stuff. One thing that I had a lot of issues with last year that's worth mentioning is kids go to create a text box and then they accidentally create two and then they're like, Miss Crayon, I can't get this off. So that's a real easy troubleshooting if you go in and find that a kid has two text boxes and can't get rid of one. It may be because they're overlapping each other. Okay, so let's go down to the left here under props. It has all different things that you can look for. Let's say I want a birthday cake. You can add a birthday cake in here. You can change its size. You can go to photos, search photos, let's say girl. Okay, so it has this random photo of a girl that it is loaded. Now, you can also upload your own photos, but I didn't do anything like that with my kids last year. We kept it pretty elementary. And it is nice because later in the year we used PowerPoint and this sort of has the same feel and gave my kids experience with how to put on backgrounds and text boxes and insert photos. So it was kind of a nice little intro before we got there. Okay, so save and exit. Congratulations. You have your first book, your first class. You can create template books for students if you want them to have a particular thing or start off with some so it's not quite, maybe some younger kiddos need to start off smaller to where you put in all of the pictures in the background and they just have to type in a sentence above the picture. Endless possibilities. So this is a really great tool. I very much enjoyed it last year. If you have any questions, I'm happy to go through it with you further. Thank you for listening.